These are the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup.
He does
like
have
you
TP.
said, so actually no, he would be not completely, it wouldn't be completely and utterly doomed. It would just be mainly really bad.
It would be. As we do see the early dragon to come through, obviously an insane amount of pressure towards the top side of the map generated by Perfect. That Sponge is going to hit 6 as soon as possible, and then that first ult, as we always talk about, is going to be the big thing. And do know Perfect has been pushed up pretty aggressively. Sponge is going to give away immediately that this has been going on, and he isn't 6 yet.
So there's that level 6 like you were talking about.
Perfect knows this. Should know this.
Well, Rascal is still level 4, but that's a very, very dangerous Sponge. And so Perfect is just dead, and that is first blood going over to Rascal. That's going to help him out.
Sponge ideally probably looking for a play in mid, because you want to get as many Ultimate Hunter stacks as possible. Already got the one on Perfect. Got spotted on the wards that were there in the topside jungle. 6 scrubs would be really big here, but looks like KT, while that was happening, was Sponge looking for this play, was able to sneak away too. Still going to hit the threshold for the mites, but not going to feel nearly as good as it could have otherwise been.
Yep. And so Sponge going to be able to take down this last one. Means that he's going to be able to continue his experience domination over the jungle. Maybe it's like 1.2.
Yeah, I don't know how many times Barrow is going to want to do that either. Yeah. Usually, I think we've mostly seen him become Corki, Callista, maybe he wants to go for. But it's mostly been just BDD.
Well, that is going to be a reveal on the Ocean Soul. A little bit of a shame. We did have a Chemtech Drake up first.
Without Equalizer, I think the DRX should feel confident to take this.
Well, still going to be a Glacial Prison connecting here onto Sponge. There's the flash forward. They find the Pop Blossom. Sponge is going to get taken down first, but he does get the ulti out. Still the Teddy's going to get exhausted. That is going to be Rend popped, and Satab solo, the flash forward, and Def just cleans it up. It's a triple for the Callista, and I guess they just didn't need the Equalizer.
Yep, not looking great there for DRX. Rascal even invests the TP, but it doesn't matter. Summoners used, but it's KT that are able to pull the trigger there. Wonderfully done by Pioshik, and Sponge, but wasn't able to get the timing right. And then basically everything snowballed from there. The Nocturne able to be used defensively. Rascal also, I think it was catching the bot wave, so the TP timing.
Yep, they have an Equalizer this time. Is Perfect waiting on a flank angle here as Beryl moving on over, wants to find his angle, does have his Pop Blossom back up and available as there's the Equalizer. Then it steals the Drake! Oh, okay. Well, now Pop Blossom's going to come on through just to try and get rid of this cannon. Rascal going down extremely low, but Beryl is going to pop as well. There goes the Nocturne. Satab's getting chased down by Def, who is so incredibly fed at this point in the game.
But the problem is that they know, so this should be a tough one.
Yep, the Equalizer is going to come down. Great positioning here from Perfect as he does get stunned up and will be taken down, but man, it's closer than it could have otherwise been. Still, it is successful here for DRX. The man in the most dangerous, I'm going to have to hold that thought here as Pleta thinking about going in. Beryl is still extremely squishy. Does eat some honey fruit to try and get himself back up to health. Now they've started off this Drake.
They gotta go.
Is going to connect there onto Def. Paranoia is going to connect, but the Pop Blossom, it finds 2 as well. Sponge is completely out of the fight, but now they dash in. The ulti from Satab is gigantic. And now Pioshik and Perfect, the last man standing. Perfect trying to get himself out here. Pioshik is on basically no health, and that is a gorgeous skate in from Satab. That's going to be bounty gold going over to DRX. A triple kill for the Zeri, and maybe even a Baron.
And it's Rascal, who after having had such a rough split, ends up being the difference. Like a lot of gold onto that cannon. They immediately blow up Pleta.
On an angle, looking like a Sejuani. They are kind of aware that that is not the one. Is going to transform here. Fair bit of damage there onto Pleta, as we can see. Now the extended beam's coming in. Rascal going for that flank angle. And Pioshik, not exactly the target. The exhaust hasn't gone down yet. The Equalizer comes in. Perfect is going to be taken out, but they didn't kill BDD. They didn't kill Def. And KT will punish. This time around, it's not even close. As Teddy, he'll go down in the end, and that is going to be a kill going over to Beryl. That's the ace. That's going to be Soul. It could be Baron. It might even be Game.
And this time around, the crucial members are not found. The dive not quite coordinated enough.
I really like how as well Beryl holds exhaust for Teddy. He's like, slicing Maelstrom, no, just outplay it, guys.
And they did.
So you can just come in, you can take some Mystic shot poke and stuff like that if you want to. As Satab, he's going to get teleported on. That is going to be the ulti to come through. The Paranoia comes down, but Satab, he's going to have to flash over this wall. He's burning, but he isn't going to go down just yet as Beryl's going to transform into Bristle and Sejuani. And Satab doesn't have a lot of ability to keep himself alive as he tries to lifesteal off the wave without too many lifesteal items.
Yeah,
that is going to be the end of him.
With BT, like, maybe you find a way, but he didn't. And now, KT going to continue to push. This is kind of what we were worried about. If you pull the trigger, you don't actually get the fight that you're looking for. It gets very dire very quickly. Sponge also using the ultimate there to try and keep his buddy safe. Didn't work. And now they don't have the ultimate to maybe set up another desperate flank. They do have some wards behind, but they just can't use them.
And Deft is a tank now as well. He's got 4 items. One of them is a Wit's End and that Terminus on top. To be dying anytime soon. 1 Nexus turret remains here for DRX. As KT still with a minute left on this Baron. They are just going to move on over and take down this mid inhibitor turret. They'll take the mid inhibitor as well. Get another wave in amongst this to try and continue their siege. The big ones starting to really hurt here as the Glacial Prison going to get Arcane shifted out of there by Teddy. That was very good. But now Rascal needs to spend some time on the fountain. He's not going to be there to try and defend this as the Paranoia comes out yet again. Pletter looks for the back line, but he's just going to get burnt to a crisp. And then the snare comes in from Beryl. Rascal can't find anyone with the ulti. It's a double for BDD as the exhaust down on Teddy once again. Make that one a triple. Is this another penta? It's not, because Perfect is going to take away the 4th one. Sponge is going to deny the kill, and there goes the Nexus. Only 11 assists left here for Beryl as they take down game number 1. Yeah, all right. I almost wrote in BDD instead of Smolder there because, of course, BDD did debut the mid lane Smolder when they took down Gen G. An iconic match, of course. As much of a catch him off guard, more like a, I saw you do this and it worked. So let's see whether we can find an angle as well. Searing Charge is going to get a flash out of Pletter, but still, Freeze does come on in and Pletter is just going to go down. That is first blood. Going over to Deft here on the center. DRX, not great news.
Really, really rough there for Pletter. Gets caught off guard. Rakan is one of those characters where it's hard to lock him down, but when you do, goes down in seconds. Nicely done there by the KT bot lane. Early kill going over to Deft. He's going to be feeling great. He also has a little bit more farm than normally you would because he was in that lane alone.
Perfect spots the fact that DRX are starting this one off. One grub is going to go on over, and now Perfect gonna have to flash away. That is a great interruption, but I think Perfect is still dead. Deft moves over. They need to kill Sponge here to try and even this one up, and I think they should be able to do so. The auto attack does come on through as BDD just going to take his Corgi and look to see whether he can take down this spooky ghost. Is it going to be an execute? That is the question. And has he just managed to get a rocket back? And there's the flash just to make sure that he can get that 300 gold.
That's not too bad. BDD had flash, so he was always going to get the kill. It's just a question of whether or not he would have to use it. So Sponge gets that. Yeah, I want to highlight as well that when KT was able to utilize the smaller mid, there was a lot more frontliners bot lane.
All right, yeah, Call of the Forge Ghost does come down, and that is going to be both of them knocked up. Searing Charge doesn't quite work, but Pletter is just dead. Beryl flashes out of the way, and oh man, that was a clean dive.
I thought at least would have been able to E. I'm not sure if he wasn't able to make it work.
All right, let's see whether they can do it again here as Perfect doesn't have flash. He doesn't have a hope, as even the ulti from Deft not going to be able to save him. And Satab just have to be a little bit careful here as that rocket is going to miss. Pletter looking for an angle. Grand Entrance does come on through. Mom gets angry as well, and BDD could be in trouble. He's trying to stand his ground, but the Ignite's ticking, and there's the flash. Satab going to be able to take down McCorky. Possible 5 on the table here, as there is not really a Nocturne in the area, as Piercing Darkness is going to connect. It's nice that we're getting some Senna here before she is massively changed. Because, you know, I know a lot of people were kind of frustrated by the Senna meta, but I think that it's kind of cool having a champion that's so incredibly different. And Deft has been pretty good on this one as well. It was, of course, employed in spring to take down Gen G that other time they managed to beat them.
That did happen 2 times this year, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
OTP.
Yeah, the Ram's going to come up. The flanking Beryl is going to look for the knock-up. That's going to be Sponge locking down the Dragon. He uses the paranoia to get himself out as Perfect is going to die. Beautifully played. Can they get themselves out of here, though, is the question as Mum comes down. The flash forward from Deft is going to get a snare onto Satab, but that's a beautiful quickness into that backline. Dawning Shadow, and they lock down the Lightning Rat. Satab gets exhausted as well. A very, very tired little Dragon, and that is a double kill for Pyoshik.
Ends up making it work.
That was beautifully done. Picture in picture, we have Satab dying again. So poor little Dragon. No Mom to come down this time. And just 30 seconds of gray screen for Satab. Already completed, as Mom's going to come down to try and save the turret, and it's not going to work. That is 4 grubs on the side of KT put to good work there. Now Perfect.
Stop bully!
Yeah, he is going to ult the wave and tries to flash his way out. Sponge was not the one tanking though, but everyone's going to turn up, the entire gang. Beryl kind of wishing that he had the ulti, but maybe they can still get something done here, as Rascal does have Teddy waiting in the wings. It might be an overextension here for KT, but the ulti from Pyoshik from downtown. Dawning Shadow says, welcome back, Teddy. Unfortunately, your screen is gray.
At the ready, lock it in hand. KT taking a big win there, especially off of the earlier play where they got the bot side turret. Satab's going to be stacking. DRX obviously still has a decent amount of power, but I gotta say, when it comes to particularly how you utilize the Smolder front line,
Equalizer back off cooldown right now.
there's a flank ward for Rascal if they do want to look towards that. There it is!
Yeah, Paranoia is going to come down. He's looking for that backline, but the Ram is going to be employed. Rascal gets in there, but the exhaust is going to be used this time. Deft gets the shield. They take down the cannon, and the opening salvo not enough here from DRX.
Oh, that was tragic.
As Perfect is actually going back. We did notice that there was a Sponge up here. BDD doesn't have flash, but that is still going to be the Drake going down in favor of KT and the amount of space that they were given. And so they don't really have to fight for the next little while. So Deft and BDD can just play a bit safely. That outer turret has survived for a very long time. And in fact, only 1 turret's been taken here for DRX. KT should be able to get this one on this wave, as there is the Ram to come in. Actually picks the grand exit there from Pleta, but they did enough. They managed to take down this outer turret in mid lane, and KT, they're not going to push any further.
It's up again. Doesn't have the burn yet. Look at the poke coming through here.
Yeah, Teddy taking a fair bit of damage here. Banana Brush control here is king, as Deft looking for some angles, and Beryl's the one flanking. Okay, Perfect still just trying to look out for a cannon. Rascal trying to find a window here, as the Ram is going to get a knock up into the back line. As it sponges what? The Dragon just melted. It is going to be the Drake secured by DRX, but can they keep themselves alive in the fight? That's the question. Sponge gets out of there, but he's not going to be out for long. It's a double kill for Pyoshik. Somehow, Beryl does go down because he was 1v3. KT win the fight, but DRX crucially deny the
Rascal!
Rascal, no! Oh dear, he's going to flash in, looking for Deft here, but the exhaust is too good. And Rascal's going to be taking a nap. Oh, it could have just been that. And DRX might have been okay with it. Still dead. And so Beryl on this flank angle, they are trying to get Sponge into the pit. Can he actually make it in time? Beryl says no, because I'm going to block him, and he might die, but they still managed to get this Baron. Grand entrance, flash out there from Beryl, but I think he's still going to die. Getting 4 members out with this would be important, but they're going to turn onto Satab again. This time he's able to flash his way out.
Wait, Sponge?
Wait, Beryl's still alive.
Yeah, Sponge is behind enemy lines.
Oh dear, Owen Wilson. Let's see what Beryl is just going to say. I don't care about the Ram. Oh,
okay,
cue the
Sponge.
yakety sacks. All right.
Pressure R.
They do get the vision. Valkyrie is available to get over this wall, but there is also this blast cone. And now BDD is going to be able to take a base gate. Sponge, they know where he is because BDD just soared over him. The equalizer is going to go down. Sponge, I think, might be dead. However, the wild goose chase has never been so wild in the history of League of Legends. There's only 2 minutes left on the Baron, guys. You're going to lose a turret for this. It's A-OK. Look at that Red Bull Baron power play. It is still ticking up.
They're just having a giggle. That's what that was.
Having a
They're out on a lark.
Yep.
They're having a grand old time, just running around the map. Could have just been pushing.
Oh, God.
But let's not kid ourselves.
Satab is not very tanky. Arctic Assault going to come down, Dawning Shadow, and everything, the kitchen sink onto Satab, and he's going to get taken out. Perfect. Gifted the kill. They're going to break open the base here on this bottom side. True Shot Barrage wanting to take down BDD. Perfect is going to go golden to block it, and they'll lose the inhibitor. The base race, though, is on as Rascal takes an inner turret on the top side. Like a golden herring?
I don't know if that exists. You know, in the Netherlands, a very popular snack is a raw herring on a bun.
Really?
Onion. Yeah.
Wow, that doesn't sound that appetizing.
I'm not
Maybe
a fan.
it's delicious. As all right, Beryl going to find an attempted knock up onto Sponge. He spell shields it. The equalizer comes down, and he's going to get smacked in the back by the Searing Charge. KT are extremely far ahead. Beryl has got too many health bars. It is kind of absurd. It's an 806 Sejuani here as well, who has just a luxury abyssal mask, because why not?
Hey, there it is.
Yeah. Woo! This is kind of ridiculous. Nexus turret's now taking damage. As Perfect can move up, doesn't have the equalizer, but he does have a flash. Grand Entrance going to be used onto BDD, but it doesn't really do anything at all. This Nexus turret to go down first. Only one remains as DRX are trying to hold on, and Rascal is going to get punished. That is going to be another kill going over to Pyoshik. Dawning Shadow just for the shields, and Satab, he just wants some stacks, ladies and gentlemen. But instead he's going to get permafrosted. He's on the fountain. There's the paranoia, as maybe the health bars are low enough, or maybe they're not. As, yeah, Deft can just heal people if he would like to, if he stops trying to kill people with his Piercing Darkness. And that's going to be the shutdown onto Pyoshik. And Teddy is able to take down Deft as well. Mom gets KT. This is a little bit too happy on the gaming side. And DRX are going to be able to clean this one up.
Aggressive. That's going to be a Hextech Drake and a Bounty.
Yep, there we go.
They also have Smolder.
There is some scaling opportunity.
Okay, no, it's not.
But their base is a lot exposed whatsoever. There is a blue trinket up and available. True Shot Barrage spots out the Baron, and Sponge.
It's okay.
He's not going to go for it.
Just pull a Geo, you know. Just keep clearing those Baron waves.
Yeah.
That was when Smolder was a little bit different from what he is now.
Still gets himself out of there as the rockets are raining in. And yeah, BDD can afford to take a whole bunch of damage because he's theoretically got Deft to just heal him up for forever.
Oh!
And Beryl is just going to look for a knock-up onto Sponge. Okay, they are just going to get towards this exposed Nexus. Dawning Shadow comes in. The Smolder can do nothing! And KT are just going to say goodbye to this game. Yeah, we were saying that things were pseudo up in the air. They were not. And that is going to be Beryl hitting 4,001 assists at the end of this series. They're going to go for the dive as just kill the Nexus guys. There we go. KT, one step closer to the playoffs.
These were some of the best highlights from today's 2024 LCK Summer Split matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.